all. We are back once again for a game of ITSL 25-26. I think this is game 18. We are playing b0rek. Say hello. Alright, we're Russia and we've got D-Star. That's always a good start. Happy days. Don't have many other headlines, mind, and we don't really want to D-Star them, which is kind of crazy. So we will open 4-4-1. And we've got independent reds, so we'll put one in Austria. I mean, defectors is probably the best headline, because then we don't give up a VP. And we could even 5-year plan away blockade front or hold it for next turn. The risk is, once we D-star, of course. And we don't have any really good coup cards, do we? Which is a bit annoying. So, let's think it through. We can D-star, but Defcon is 5. We could headline independent reds for nothing, but defectors is nothing and saves a VP. We got East European unrest to have a coup with, and then US Japan unwillingly. And I guess we want to put blockade back in the deck, so yeah, I guess it's defectors. Well, they got captured Nazi away, but we've saved a VP, I suppose. So I guess the next thing is a coup on Iran. So defectors is away, and we have got 5-year plan, US Japan, Indie Reds, special relationship, blockade, D-style, and EEU. Yeah. Okay, we'll go in with the EU next, I suppose. Oh, it's a glorious start. So, they're doing all right. We're gonna have the China card coup on Pakistan and hope they don't hold Indo-Pakistani war. Because then we can hold 5-year plan through the turn, and we can't be Defcon suicided with CIA. It's unsatisfying, don't get me wrong, deeply unsatisfying, but it's where we find ourselves. Going influence, not a bad move. Alright, I'm going to unwillingly coup Iran to finish. And I'm going to do it with a big card and then hope I can get to Korea first. But we've got access to India if this flips. It's alright, it's not great. None of this has been ideal to start. Well, there's duck and cover. So we will go independent reds and we will take Syria and South Korea. We now need to try and take Korea first. And we'll hold D-style and 5-year plan. Because then we can get CIA off early. Yeah, that's sensible. Well, we will compete for it. Since NATO's not in effect. Okay, oh boy. I think we finish with blockade into South Korea. Not ideal, he says for the umpteenth time. They could tap Germany for Truman. They could tap Syria to try and get presence as domination in the headline, although Nasser is still unknown. That's nice because it gives us our D-style ops. Korea? No, just overprotect Thailand. Yeah, against decol, that makes sense. So, I think we can drop Asia scoring safely here. Europe scoring safely, sorry. Only CIA created would do it, and I feel like they wouldn't headline that in such a hurry. It's more likely to see Purge here, I think. Containment, Warsaw Pact. We can 5-year plan away Europe scoring, of course. And not knowing where CIA is, that's probably for the best, but I still think, yeah, okay. So, is the best headline D-style then? Because we're going to get a coup as well and ditch Asia scoring, yeah, so let's D-style. Purge, as expected. We can pull one from Pakistan, and we go Angola, Nigeria, Venezuela, and Chile. And now we have a coup in Iran. Another rather mediocre coup. We're hoping they repair Iran and take France so we can ditch Asia scoring safely, because obviously if they jam Korea, they dominate there. Or jam North Korea. Okay, we got lucky, so we can pitch Asia scoring safely. We're of course going to have to event containment one turn early to 5-year plan away Europe scoring. Yeah, sensible. Gonna jam Korea? No, just take South Korea. I think we're lucky they didn't jam North Korea there. Right, we're gonna play for victory points. Lovely. Since we're under purge, it's not worth a lot more. There's CIA. So now we do Vietnam revolts into India and then containment 2 ops into India to level up Asia. But we are We're a little bit behind here. Yep. Now he gets to Space NASA. Okay, so we finish with 5-year plan, and we will take Venezuela and play into Zaire. The deck is stacked red. Norad and Marshall are the last two US cards. There's Middle East scoring, then there's NASA, Arab, Israel, Cambridge 5, Decol, Fidel, Comecon, De Gaulle, and Suez. There's Comecon. So we'll overprotect, and then we can just spread out. Tapping Syria would not be a bad move here. I thought about putting an op in there, but getting realigned out of Angola would have been really painful if we don't pick up Decol. Okay, and again we got lucky. They got NASA. We can 5-year plan away Middle East scoring, which is a dream. They've got Marshall Plan, which is probably their likely headline. They're holding Decol, which is a shame for us. Fidel, we've got De Gaulle, they've got Suez. De Gaulle really isn't very attractive here. Arab-Israeli war isn't. So I guess it's Cambridge 5 on the balance of everything, and I expect we'll see Marshall Plan. Deep breath. View. And no cards. So, we can go for Algeria, or we can go for Panama. I think Panama's better, right? We're gonna use all our cards this turn. So now we're only in trouble to Formosan and Shuttle Dip in Asia. Neither of which they're likely to be eventing themselves. Yes. Obviously. Right, we'll space. We can space at our leisure, of course, because they have us over a barrel on the space tracker. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so we don't want to use your intervention on any of these cards. So I guess we eat East European unrest. Event first. Take Panama, overprotect Germany against Truman, overprotect Korea against Asia domination. Obviously. NASA absolutely going to town here. Mm-hmm. So they've got Marshall, NASA, and one other. Gulag. Into Cosmos. Gulag. We'll have to gamble on Voice of America, I think, and go 2 Venezuela, 2 Brazil, 3 Chile to get all of South America under our control. Because we're an op short otherwise. Although maybe 3 Venezuela, 2 Brazil is better. Mm-hmm. So they've got Marshall Plan and NASA to finish. So, not an ideal start to the game. Slightly behind on VP. Well developed in the mid-war regions. Given that we were purged, I think we've got lucky to come away with a red scoreline and how badly space is going. No comment until you play your turn. Good shout. So, let's gamble. Well, if we can fade Hunter and Brush War and Voice of America, we might get back in the game, but things are not spectacular. We got Brush and ABM. That's lovely. I think we start with ABM because we don't like being Missile Envid and giving up ABM. How I learned. Jean-Paul. U2 and Cult Rev. Kitchen Debates. Olympic Games. And Boosh. All right. Defectors is in the deck. Oh, yeah, and they get to headline peak as well, don't they? Well, worst case scenario, they defect it. If they do, we still have a coup. Ooh. I think we probably want Angola. We may not get another crack on Thailand, though. Let's do Thailand for a lark. A 1. What do you steal? Truman. Will he give it back? Or will he shorten our hand? Because that's not going to make for a good coup in South America. It's going to make for a great coup in Africa, though. So, let's quickly work out. We're ahead 4 there, down 2 there, down 1 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. 12 for them, and 3, 5, 6, 10, 11 for me. So, kitchen debates is currently okay. And let's do Venezuela to make sure Voice of America doesn't clear us out of South America. So, I think we want to brush on Italy, don't we? NATO's not in effect. That's a strong 50-50. Space John Paul, play the rest for ops. Try and get kitchen debates away before they take more battlegrounds. Fine to see them not take ABM. Going for the Southeast Asia Grand Slam. So we will use kitchen debates now. And we will use it to cover Panama against Panama Canal Returned and Voice of America. But then we'll brush for Italy. I'm guessing Southeast Asia's coming. It's not often you see all those states get filled unless they're holding it themselves, and they are. Very well done. So brush for Italy. Perfect. Three, 6, 10, 21 in the discard. Yeah. 10 removed. Good. Well, the wars have been breaking my way. No doubt about it. CIA as well. Very lucky. Jump all to space. That has not been going my way. So he's still got a Fade Hunted, but then otherwise, South America, well, OAS, I guess, as well, but... Oh, you beauty! Whew. We can play 2 into South Africa, but it invites Botswana. I think maybe we're just better off playing into Saudi ahead of OPEC and other things going on in the Middle East. Ops in battlegrounds and all that. Yeah, that'll do. Well, I think we got lucky there. Explains why they were keen to pack Southeast Asia. Every VP helps at the moment. Where's this going? Yeah, that makes sense. They want to get mill ops. I am going to continue on my quest to put ops in battlegrounds. As long as I can. Yep, that makes a lot of sense, of course. Ops in battlegrounds. That also makes sense. And they fail one. Europe's now surprisingly good for us. But I think in the headline it has to be Che, right? Che denies domination of Africa and sorts out Guatemala as well, I think. I like Che here. Brezhnev, Europe, Lipthi. It also sets up Moscow, Mexico, Cuba with Lipthi. Muslim Rev, South America and South African unrest. Summit, and if they ABM treaty us, they get NATO, which does nothing for them. Summit, South African unrest, NATO Muslim nuclear subs. That's our 9. Yep, let's go Che. Means they can't drop Africa scoring cleanly. That means we can hit Sudan and Guatemala. Oh, boo. The bare minimum. So they'd want Panama here, I guess. Yep. Where's the other one going? Let's do Portugal. Because if we can get Portugal and Greece with Muslim Rev, we can get Europe for Dom. So we'll space or hold nuclear subs. Try and get Europe off for domination. Read it well. Read it well. Nevertheless, we can take Czechoslovakia. So we may as well press on. Canada. We can keep the pressure on here. That now means they're not dominating in Asia, which works for us. Do we like jamming with the China card, is the question. Don't think we do. Okay, with the Syria out, how much trouble do we want to cause? Mexico and South Africa, fine. Let's use the China card and jam West Germany. They need to respond with a 3-op card. There are so many 3-op cards, and they've just used Syria. It's probably not worthwhile, is it? No. Let's bank it. It was fun. Let's overprotect Panama to make sure we're not presenceless in Central America. Not sure that's best, but I'll take it. They've used defectors. So Asia, Africa, and Central still to come. Well, the scoreline's flattering, but it's not going to last long. Africa's bad for us. Central America could be bad for us. Probably a good thing I overprotected there. Alright. Missile MV is safe because we will bury use gone. And we've got lone gunman. No, also missile MV. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right, so what can missile MV pull? They'll see it, so they'll have to give us nuclear test ban or purge if they've got a 4-op card. If they give us one of ours, it's SOCGov, Quagmire, or OPEC, which is fine. Arms race would be a bit rubbish. They could bear trap us, but that's another reason missile MV is not bad. And I kind of want to keep lone gunman in the deck, so if it's not missile MV, then what, lads? I like missile MV here. It's at least a fun one. Even though he knows that he's getting it. But at least we'll know if he's holding a 4-op card here. And if it's nuclear test ban and DEFCON goes to 5, I can get some coups off. Nah, he's purging us, which is very sensible under the circumstances. And regrettable for me. Oh, joy. Okay, so Alliance Progress, coup, Nigeria. They go missile MV, coup Zaire, or Panama. And we finish with a coup and hope for the best. Miss, miss, miss. Please miss. It's quite important. We didn't miss. So, under the circumstances, where's our last coup? I would like to coup Libya and get back into the Middle East, I think. We're going to eat Africa. That's going to happen. But I want to hold Warsaw Pact to take Cuba, don't I? Oh boy. Not a great coup for me here. No, we will use Lone Gunman and we will coup. That's a 1 in 3. That's a 1 in 6. That's a 1 in 6, yeah. We'll coup Angola, and if they realign us, they realign us. We miss anyway. Doesn't matter. All right. So, next up, I want to go to Cuba. I reckon. Oh, that's very nice. This could be a problem. It's not a problem. We'll hold nuclear subs through the turn. We're going to eat Africa scoring. We have no alternative. This is not good for us. Both in Panama? Well, then we can repair it, so that's fine. Don't know if they should have been using that for access to South America, but I won't tell them how to live their life. Okay, that's good for us. We are going to have to eat Africa scoring. It's not getting any better. So we'll just do it the new. Yeah. Right, we can have a coup on Botswana, but it doesn't get us anywhere. Shuttle dip's gone, so Asia and Formosa's gone. So Asia's currently safe in inverted commas. That's got to go to space every time. Very well done. Do we have the... I think we just event Korean War and take a 1 in 3, right? Nope. I think it's worth a go. 1 in 3 times we cause trouble in Asia. We're under purge. Yes. So we'll finish there. We're a VOA from trouble there too. Scoreline's even. They've done well. They've pulled it back well. We got lucky on the Italy flip. Luck has very much been on our side this game. Right, Asia scoring turn 7 is in our hand. We could Quagmire them. Not sure it gets us anywhere amazing. So they've used OPEC, that's gone to space. And nuclear test ban's gone. Duck and cover is still somewhere. We got VOA, an arms race, Quagmire. They got Vietnam revolts and duck and cover. They've got Camp David, colonial rearguards and Nixon, oof, and puppet governments. And Portuguese Empire, I think. Let's double check. So in the reshuffle we got Brezhnev Olympic Games. So they've got Duck, Vietnam, Colonial, Camp David, Nixon, Puppet, Portuguese. If they duck and cover us, we might still get arms race by cooing Botswana, but we probably won't. Is Brezhnev good here? It's got to be Quagmire or Brezhnev, right? And Quagmire, they can put Portuguese and Vietnam in the trap. Colonial Regards doesn't do anything. I think they're probably just ducking here. I think when we Quagmire them, they definitely are. But best case scenario, they get stuck for a long time with Quagmire. Now, why wouldn't we want a Brezhnev? We want a Brezhnev if we're going to event stuff. And we're not going to event arms race if they do duck and cover. So Olympic, I think we probably still want to event socialist governments to try and upset the balance of power in Europe. So if we event SocGov and Quagmire and arms race, Brezhnev is bad. But if we don't, Brezhnev is good. I think it's Brezhnev or Quagmire. And maybe it's Brezhnev because they may just duck and cover anyway. Let's go Brezhnev. Let's boost our ops this turn. I think we'll see duck and cover here. Oh, couldn't be helped. So now we get a coup. And the best place to coup is probably Libya. Nice. Africa is bad, but it's not going to get any better. Asia we can get away for 0 if they don't play into Afghanistan. Space VOA event arms race now to get 3 VP and try and win this in war games. Very sensible. Do we drop Asia? Yeah, drop Asia scoring before they do anything completely crazy. Like if they jam North Korea with the China card, we're upset. I'd rather be filling Cuba and Brazil first, but beggars can't be choosers, I don't think. So arms race, use these for ops, SocGov for the event. Yeah, that's annoying, but manageable. Okay, arms race for the VP first. Now they can do realigns on Nigeria, then Cuba, of course, irritatingly. But now arms race is gone. If they don't realign out of Cuba, we can go Nicaragua, Haiti. So we'll just grit our teeth here. Great, I think that's good for us. I mean, the fact they're continuing to race off to space forevermore is not. I think their 5 cards are Duck, Vietnam, Camp David, Puppet Governments, and Portuguese Empire. So we are going to go into Cote d'Ivoire and retake Brazil. Yep. A turn 8 war games would be amazing. I wouldn't say no to it 1,000 times over. Space nuclear subs? No, we want to... We've not got mil-ops yet. Space nuclear subs. Oh, space nuclear subs. Space VOA. Oh no, space nuclear subs because we want to hold VOA because Star Wars is in effect. Off to the races. I do like inventing socialist governments even under puppet government's coup. Okay. All right, so we end a coup. Now they've got mil-ops Cameroon. They've got Duck, Vietnam, and Portuguese. And they can chuck Vietnam or Portuguese under the bus at the end of the turn. That's sensible. I think we event socialist governments here. Because they can't repair that. I know that we've got Brezhnev, and that's a waste of an op, but I think that's just upsetting to them. But come on, War Games, spare me. So they'll be pitching Portuguese. Come on, War Games. Be lucky. War Games. So we'll purge them. Definitely. We got nuclear test ban as a pressure relief. That's clever. Oh, that's not clever. All right, well, that was unreasonably and unfeasibly good luck on my part. I can still survive here by nuclear test ban, then CIA. 5-year plan Africa scoring, but I have to eat space VOA. I can space VOA. There's a way I survive this turn, but yeah, it was unlikely to come off my way in the end game, I reckon. It would have been bloody close. Winning with War Games was just easier, but it was bad luck on my oppo's part. All right, well, thanks for watching. What was definitely outrageous good fortune. All right. Brilliant. We got there. Thanks for watching. That is a great result for me. Gives me a winning record in ITSL for the season. I can't go worse than 11-9 now, I think, if I remember rightly. So that's nice. It's probably the first winning season in a while. I have still got 2 Rutzel games and I think 2 Itzel games left, which will happen at some point in the next month or so. So stick around. Tell me how lucky I am, and I'll tell you I know. Tell me what I could have done better, and I will listen. But I'll see you again soon. Thank you for watching, and until then, goodbye for now.